Another lesson for my beginners out there. And in this video, we're going to talk about adding the indicators that I personally use to help me in my trading. So here we have this blue moving average, the gray moving average, and the aqua moving average. And as I said in a previous video, I also like to use this relative strength index down here that I have my personal settings in. So I will show you guys. So pretty much the moving average is kind of like it's an anchor. They kind of keep it up. They keep the price. The price usually respects these moving averages, as you can see when it came and tapped here, spent a little time and went up, spent a lot of time hovering around that aqua, came back down to the gray, came up, and there's different periods for these moving averages. So the 800 day moving average, the 50-day moving average, the 20-day, the 5-day, you can mess around with what's most important. So we use these as trend indicators and great places to put our stop losses and also take profits. So click on the screen, click on indicators, and you can click just add, the plus sign. And then the main window, these will be on, on the actual chart. Oh, sorry. They'll be on the actual chart. And down here, the indicator window will be down there. So if you click on indicator window, they have many Bollinger Bands, the envelopes. You could even put moving averages in the bottom, all of these things. But what's most important to me, what I really like to use is relative strength index. So, but let's start with the moving average really quick. The first one I have is the blue one, which is the 800. That is the strongest one. It's the longest period. And you want to go exponential. They have smooth, linear weighted, and simple, but I feel like exponential is my favorite because it has the most amount of information inside of it. So I feel like it's the strongest one. So you guys want to click exponential. Shift 0, shift will be 0, method exponential, apply to the close. So once the candles close and then the period is ending, that's what it will measure off of, which is what we need. Levels, you don't really need to do that with any level. That's with something else. All time frames, and yeah, here you can adjust if you wanted a dotted line, dashed, or solid. And yeah, those are my settings. So boom, we have the 800. Click again. Oh, sorry, I'll show you that in a minute. Indicators one more time. So we have the 800, the 200, which is a gray, of course, very strong, but not as strong of an indicator as the 800. Just do that. Look at those. And then finally, last but not least, we have the 50 moving average, which I have in aqua. Yes, so this one, the price will hover around it a lot more, but it's still a good indicator that if price rejects off of this and continues pushing, then the trend it's a strong trend. The trend is not broken yet if the aqua EMA is respected. We will go down. Let's go down to the 15. And you see, once again, the aqua kind of trails price and it messes around with price. You see how the 800 EMA was tapped into, broken a little bit, but boom, came right up. And now the EMAs have crossed. So now they are bullish on the 15-minute time frame. So we might either be looking for a small retracement to the aqua, to the 50, and then to take it up, or we'll just see where it goes. But right now it's established that it's a bullish trend on the 15-minute. Of course, I don't really go down to the 5, but the 5-minute, clearly that's bullish. That's up there. They finally crossed over. So the momentum has completely shifted to the bullish side. And the 30-minute, you see, all the EMAs, the moving averages, exponential moving averages, they have different information on every time frame. But if you see one trend, like they are all bullish on the 30-minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, we now know that it's really bullish. Do not try to sell this. You know, be very, very careful if you try to sell this, because you are going completely against the trend. And now you see that over here that the aqua EMA has crossed over the gray, over the 200, making it that that true bullish trend now. So yep. So next up we have the relative strength index, the RSI. So the period I have 21, apply to close as always, and the levels. So highly oversold is the 30. So when that market goes all the way down there to the 30, it's oversold and the selling pressure is very immense. It's a good time to enter, but you have to be careful for that EXOS, that extremely oversold level that also gets hit. And that right there would be the ideal time. But depending on your time frame, it could take a while. And if you're on a lower time frame, like the 5, 10, 15, it might hit it maybe 2 times before really retracing. So be careful, but this is very, very useful. It keeps you in the trade, and it also keeps you patient before you enter the trade. So all of these are very important. Of course, overbought right here, and oversold, and then extremely overbought, highly overbought. You know, it just goes in those 3 tiers, those 3 degrees. And I have it in blue and lined. Well, yeah, solid lines. So yes, you can decide what color you like. I decided to have it blue. So in the chart, it'll look like this. All these lines, see I have it highlighted. Look at that. Highly overbought. Tapped it again, highly overbought, and then fell. Hit it a third time, and finally went all the way down to the other side of the spectrum. One thing we focus on when it comes to this relative strength index is divergence, RSI divergence, where if I just tap here, grab an object, I grab a trend line for you guys. So you see right here, I am pointing right down at the RSI, guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, so it doesn't let me point all the way down to the indicator. But you see down here in the RSI where it hit highly overbought, the price was up here really overbought. And you thought that, oh, wow, let me just get in at this point. No, this means to really be patient and to really start looking for that, you know? You probably could even catch a trend continuation, but just know it won't go too much longer, depending. You know, this is all just, no strategy is 100% correct. Like, I mean, 100% accurate, but definitely use this as a rule of thumb. So as you see, the divergence came. See, boom. So right here, it was the highest it's ever been, and then it started to go down. It never reached that peak, but the price went. It reached a new peak. So the price reached a new peak, but the relative strength index did not. That is a divergence. If you can catch it at that moment when you see the peak on price, but not the peak on the RSI, like the RSI is going down, but the price is still going up, that's an incredible time to sell. As you can see, the market rebalanced itself and came all the way back down. That would have been an incredible sell trade all the way to right here. And if you look at the RSI, right there, the extremely highly oversold, but almost extreme level. So, yep, it's just something for you guys to have in your toolbox. And yeah, something very, very, very helpful. So let me go and just tap. Oh, let me press and hold to delete that trend line. Yes, so one last thing I want to go over is the settings. So we're going to go to right here. Just tap the screen and boom, settings. So these are the settings I like. You know, so I got the candlesticks. Of course, I don't really show the volume, but it's also helpful if you like volume. Um, I just don't like it because I have another strategy, and yeah, pretty much the volume, so you could have it on. Oh, well, it's not there. Well, there's no volume right now because the market is actually closed. So But anyways, yeah, I don't really use volume, although it is a very good indicator. Something for you to look into if you'd like. So yep, tick volumes, ask price. I have all this, turned off, just personal preference. The period separators right here. This is your preference, but I like them on. If you turn them off, you see the chart has no horizontal lines going through it. And if you go here, turn it on, you'll see there's a lot of the horizontal lines. That pretty much tells you the day. You click on if you click right here to the crosshairs, you can get a better view. But yep, you see August 20th, August 22nd, 23rd, the day. So I really like that, seeing what happened day to day. So that's something I use. Sorry. So yeah, that's something I use. Let's see. Go back to the chart. All right. So boom. Yep. Stop loss and TP levels. Trade positions, you're going to want that open. Trade history, I wouldn't have that because you can have it, but it kind of clogs up the chart. It just shows your previous entries and exits. Preload chart date, of course. Open, high, low, close. Shows you the open of the day, the high of the day, the low of the day, and when it closed. I don't really pay attention to that, but that's something could be useful for you guys. Data window, and yeah. So, and then in the bottom here in the colors, you can customize that however you want. Something I really like to do is to not have the candles green and red, especially not red, because they say that red, it triggers like a not like a negative emotion it can trigger. So you don't want to be staring at red when you're in the chart and your emotions are running. You're thinking of closing the trade. You're thinking of, you know, oh man, this isn't going good, or this is super good, and then you see one red candle, and then now you want to exit. So you don't want to do that. So I would stay away from that. Maybe gray, maybe blue, black and white. I have it all white or white and gray, just so it's neutral and I don't really worry about it. So, yep, that's pretty much it, guys. That's what I wanted to show you guys about the chart. Once again, just tap, add your stuff in there, and yeah, happy trading. Let's get it, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, peace.